Hey there again, Erica Swarthy Daisy. Quick video on my Ancestry DNA health results. I upgraded my existing Ancestry DNA kit to include health results, and it was about $49, and it took about 2 weeks to complete. I wanted to try it out because I also had results from 23andMe from a long time ago, so I wanted to compare the two. And of course, in an upcoming video, I'll do a comparison of the two companies. But for this video, we'll just take a look at the Ancestry DNA health results. When you log on to look at your results, you'll be greeted with a few screens to let you know a few things about the service. This first one says, a few things to note before you get started. As with many types of health-related tests, genetic testing has some limitations. Please keep this in mind as you read your results. What you can and can't expect from your results. If a difference was found in your DNA, you're more likely to develop the health issues tied to that difference, but that doesn't mean you necessarily will. Your health is so much more than these tests. If a DNA difference wasn't found, it's less likely you have that condition, but it can't be ruled out. There are differences that this test doesn't look for. Other factors affect your health as well. Always talk to a healthcare provider before taking action. These health tests are not intended to provide diagnoses. You should always talk with a healthcare provider before taking any actions based on your test results. You are now ready to see your health results. Thank you for partnering with Ancestry Health on your health journey. We look forward to supporting you along the way. The homepage for Ancestry Health has basically 3 categories at the time of the filming of this video. So you have family, you have dashboard, and you have results. Let's start by looking at family. This part was interesting because if you have any prior knowledge of any health histories of your family, of yourself, this is where the system will walk you through entering that information into this chart. So you would put in any health conditions known on your paternal side as well as your maternal side. While completing this, I did notice that they did not have every condition listed in the way that you might know, because, for example, on my mother's side, some family members have been known to have an enlarged heart, but if you search enlarged heart in their database, it doesn't come up. So you have to technically know the medical term in order to insert it into the program. When you click on the thumbprint looking icon for mother, for example, given that this is your biological mother, they have personal detail information that they want you to enter, such as your mother's age, any conditions she might have, as well as the time of onset. So when did she acquire these conditions? So all in all, it's just a health record that you are able to insert information into and use it as a resource, basically, as you do your family research, as well as you make connections to other family members in the future. So it's just a nice little online record in the shape of a family tree that you can access whenever you need to. Looking at the dashboard, it basically says, welcome back, Erica. We have new results for you. On the top left, it has your name and your age, and then your personal health history, which can be edited. Just below that, your next steps. Your DNA test isn't the only way we can help you learn more about your health. Complete your family health history. Go to family health history. And then toward the middle, you have notable health results. So it has a red flag next to it as well, but it's cardiomyopathy. So as I explained earlier, if your family has an enlarged heart, the best thing you could do is really look at a doctor's report to get the exact name. But I kind of Googled this name to add into the chart. And in that instance, it's not the most reliable information. I'm just going on word of mouth. So this may or may not be the exact condition, but as you see, this program has flagged it as an area to be concerned about. So it says no DNA differences found, but you have a higher chance of developing cardiomyopathy due to your reported family history. And as you see, it's the same thing for hereditary breast and ovarian cancer syndrome, as well as sickle cell anemia. So again, these aren't exact, but these are things that are kind of related to some conditions that my family members have had in the past. Then it goes on to discuss health results, and it says cancer risk, carrier risk, heart and blood health, and then what your family health history can tell you. So it's a 3-minute read on that. And then how a genetic counselor can help you. And then it has a link to wellness reports. And in the center where it says how a genetic counselor can help you, if you toggle to the right, you'll see another report that's listed there that says Understanding Genetics. Is a 3-minute read. So here is where they have some additional supporting documentation or articles that you can refer to. Now let's look at some of the reports. Here we see it says cancer risk. Having DNA differences that are linked to cancer doesn't mean you will develop cancer, and not having them doesn't mean that you won't. But these DNA differences can make cancer more likely. The 2 reports say hereditary breast and ovarian cancer syndrome, notable, and it says no DNA differences found, but you have a higher chance of HBOC syndrome due to your reported family history. And the same thing goes with the Lynch syndrome. It says no DNA differences found, but other factors may increase your chance of developing cancer. Next, you have carrier status, and it says carriers of a condition generally don't show signs of that condition, but their children might if their other parent is also a carrier. Here they report cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, which is notable, and Tay-Sachs disease. With CF and TSD, it noted that there were no DNA differences found, but there is still a small chance you could be a carrier of these different diseases. So again, sickle cell anemia is noted and notable in their system only because I entered it as one of the risk factors, but we don't officially have sickle cell anemia in our family. We are anemic, but we don't have sickle cell full blown. So it was kind of one of those things where you're reaching, but as you see, they do highlight it as an area of concern. Next is heart and blood health, and it says certain DNA differences can make you more likely to develop heart problems or issues with your blood. But factors like lifestyle and diet can also make those problems more likely. Here they report cardiomyopathy, familial hypercholesterolemia, then hereditary hemochromatosis, and then hereditary thrombophilia. Say that 10 times fast. Again, with the first condition, it's notable. No DNA differences found, but you have a higher chance of developing cardiomyopathy due to your reported family history. Then for the cholesterol-related condition, no DNA differences found, but you could still have high cholesterol. And then the hemochromatosis, no DNA differences found, but there's still a small chance of having too much iron in your blood. And then with the thrombophilia, no DNA differences found, but there's still a chance you could develop abnormal blood clots. And then lastly, they have the wellness reports. It says your DNA is one of many factors that can affect your overall wellness. So they have different categories such as alcohol flush, muscle composition, beta carotene, caffeine consumption, lactose intolerance, omega-3, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E. Let's look at an example of a report for heart and blood health. This report says this test did not find any of the DNA differences it looked for linked to a higher chance of developing cardiomyopathy. And with that in mind, they have different sections of this report that you can pause to read, such as the results, the key takeaways, what it means for you, what is cardiomyopathy, as well as how it affects the heart, ethnicity, what you can do, as well as the limitations involved with the condition. Now let's take a look at the wellness report. Here it says, for alcohol flush, your result, people with DNA like yours are less likely to have an alcohol flush reaction. So this report again does go over some takeaways as well as why alcohol flush matters, how to stay healthy, physician's statement, and resources. So you can pause to read. All in all, I felt like this report was not as robust as I had expected. I did expect it to pick up some additional conditions that I actually do have that are genetic, but it did not at this time. So perhaps the science is still developing, so I'm just going to chalk it up to that. But do I recommend that you run out and upgrade your kit or perhaps purchase this or add it on? Not at this exact time unless you have more intense or more intricate disorders that you would like to look into. Perhaps it'll pick up more on your end, but perhaps I just don't have enough going on genetically that this service didn't pick up enough of the conditions that I have in my family lineage. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to come on and show you guys what my results were and just to let you know how the report looks, and if you want to make a conscious decision to purchase it, that's up to you. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Once again, this is Erica Swarthy Daisy. Bye.